They find it so exhausting to survive? So melodramatic. You think it is hard? You've not seen yet the worst that is coming. This is the perfect storm of economic conditions. Inflation. High rents. Employers offering the bare minimum. Have since 2008. You are not alone. Buddy. The current system is not kind to the poor. Why don't guys like to date successful women? Both my partner and I have successful careers. She is a professional and I have been clear from the beginning I respect her career and recognize it important to her. We support each other and we are a team. At the same time, I still value certain gender roles. For example, at Easter she's making a Sunday roast for friends and family. And I will be incredibly grateful for that. But she wants to do that and I love that about her. Historically, the only support that men are really allowed to give in a relationship is financial, protective, spiritual, or father offspring. Having you being a successful breadwinner means unless they are as well doesn't leave a lot of space for men in a relationship to fulfill. I think a lot just think a successful woman wouldn't be interested in them. Since it does seem to come with some expectations for the partner. Maybe some self-esteem issue. Why would a doctor like me? Men are human. And they like to feel wanted. Men usually aren't actively wanted for something as common as being kind or whatever. Usually, it's more like they're useful, admirable, and successful. Others have different criteria for what they want. Being successful might not matter much compared to other things and can be a negative. I imagine that as a doctor, the job is demanding and takes quite a lot of time. One might prefer someone who could have more time for them. Women of Reddit. How would you react when your mother calls you a cheap woman? Not in the financial sense though. Think that she is obnoxious and spiteful. She is the one that raised you, so isn't that hypocritical to say that and she did a shit job of raising you? Sounds like she's the cheap woman to be low blowing her child. Probably feels like shit on the inside and wants to see someone better than her be put down. BC it gives her some kind of mess satisfaction. No matter what the context is on how you go about living your life, a parent should be supportive of their child. She is a shit mother. I ignore and focus upon enjoying a few glasses of something boozy. Or laugh if an attractive single ex has overheard her vicious bull, knowing that he'll ensure that she will remember his my risque actions long after she has forgotten her insults about me having a sexual history outside of marriage. Mine called me something similar and I ended up going as far away for college as I could and going no contact for a while. We've reconciled a little, but I'm always happy to throw it back in her face because I'm an asshole. We're so proud of you and your new job / how well you are at being a mom / whatever, thanks. Not bad for SL0TWH0 Reha? She gets a hurt look and tries to apologize, but I'm a grudge-holding jerkstore. She has. To me and my sisters. For small reasons like hanging out with friends late like 7 p.m. and calling it party and drinking when we weren't and it was a small group of nerds. Same with doing the dishes and she call it out as we're letting the man decide. We should be ordering men around. As if none of our BF ever did the dishes, which they do. I think the fact that she constantly throws out random insults that makes no sense. And plus we know our own truth. It doesn't affect us really. We're like okay mom because she's just crazy to us. Is it seen as rude to walk around and smoke? Anything related to rudeness / politeness is pretty much entirely dependent on where you are in the culture. I am British and have lived in another European country with similarly low smoking rates to the USA, where I'm assuming most of the answers have come from. Neither have the same stigma around smoking in public, or drinking in public, as seems to exist in America. As a non-smoker, I've never seen smoking in the street as rude. I think it's a dirty habit. Sure. And it can be annoying if you get stuck behind someone smoking on a narrow or busy stretch. But beyond that it doesn't really affect me. Walking around and smoking can be seen as rude by some people, especially if they are sensitive to secondhand smoke. However, if you are making an effort to blow the smoke away from others and not smoking near children, that shows consideration and may lessen the negative impact. To be even more considerate, you could try to smoke in designated smoking areas or away from busy pedestrian areas. As for carrying around a comb to tidy up your hair, that is not seen as odd at all. Many people carry combs or brushes with them for this purpose, especially if they have hair that is prone to getting messy in the wind or with activity. It's a practical solution to a common problem and shows that you care about your appearance. My opinion is that it's rude. Whether you blow the smoke out or not, the smoke from the lit cigarette is pretty intrusive just walking past. Always gives me a headache. That being said, I try not to judge those who do that cause it's sort of a me problem. But if your goal is to not be rude, then yeah, probably kinda rude. The comb thing is not that weird. Best to fix it in the bathroom. But that's really very minor. Dirty laundry. Are you for top loaders or front loaders, and why? I never saw or used a top loader until I moved to France, where both my last and current apartment have top loaders. I think the top loaders here are different to the ones in the US though. Much smaller and narrower. A front loader would never fit in my small bathroom. The only downside I guess is that not much laundry fits inside it, but I live alone in a studio so I don't even have the space to hang any more laundry to dry. I like the top loader a lot because I don't have to bend down to reach inside. Top loaders. When the power goes out and the machine stops, you just end up with a tub full of water and laundry. Front loaders can actually unlock the door and dump the water all over the floor and into the ceiling of the apartment downstairs. My friend's apartment got flooded and she was out of pocket for some of the expenses of the restoration work. Insurance doesn't cover everything, and because of her neighbor's lack of common sense, her insurance's payments went up. Top loaders 100%. I had to use a front loader for a year and I had to clean it at least twice a week because it had mold and would make my clothes have the dirty dishcloth smell. With my top loader, I have never had that issue. I simply give it a cleaning cycle once a month with a washing tablet and it is good as new. I'll be going back to top when we move. Front loading drives me nuts. Ours are on platforms and I still have to bend down to get my stuff out. But what drives me more nuts is I can't seem to just pull one item out. All my clothes are literally twisted together. I don't remember top loaders doing this. I try to pull out one pair of pants and literally the entire bundle of clothes comes with it. And socks and underwear are always falling out no matter what onto the floor. Socks are not so concerning. But I don't want my clean underwear falling on our basement floor.